The key takeaway for this video, no matter what your personality type, is that marketing should work for you, not against your strengths. Are you a heart-centered coach, healer, or online business owner who's not afraid of hard work, and yet you can't seem to find the marketing strategy that actually feels right? If you thrive on structure, reliability, and getting things done, you may think that when it comes to marketing, all the advice out there, it just feels scattered, it feels random, it feels inefficient. You don't want to waste your time on trends that disappear overnight. And you definitely don't want to be doing things that feel impractical, inauthentic, or just plain pointless. Does that sound familiar? If it does, your basic personality type might be that of the practical builder. This is someone who thrives on structure, stability, and clear action plans. And guess what? That means you shouldn't try marketing the same way as someone who loves spontaneity and storytelling. In this video, I'll point out how you can market your coaching or your healing business in a way that feels clear, efficient, and most importantly, effective. If you're new to my channel, welcome, glad to have you here. And if you're a returning guest, thank you and welcome back. If we haven't met yet, I'm Donna Gilbert. I'm a semi-retired nomad. I live in this converted 7 by 14 foot cargo trailer, and I am endlessly fascinated with what makes people unique. So now I'm teaching coaches and healers how to market their programs, their services in a way that actually fits their personality, so they can finally start attracting the right clients without burning out and feeling overwhelmed. The key takeaway for this video, no matter what your personality type, is that marketing should work for you, not against your strengths. When you lean into those strengths, marketing can become easier, can become more enjoyable, and it will become more effective. But before we get started, I want to let you know you may catch me looking at my notes. There's way too much personality type goodness and alphabet soup to keep it all straight in my head. And trust me, an ISTJ would not appreciate being lumped in with an ESFJ, and I'll explain that later. So let's start by just a quick overview of what the Myers-Briggs type indicator and the 16 personalities call the sentinels. I like to call them the practical builders. These are the ISTJs, the ESTJs, the ISFJs, and the ESFJs. See, alphabet soup. These personality types, these are the backbone of society. They're steady, they're dependable, and they're action-oriented. And they value efficiency, order, and tangible results. They don't want to waste their time on wishy-washy strategies or vague marketing advice. They want clear steps, proven methods, and practical ways to grow their business. But here's the challenge. Most marketing advice out there is built around high energy, fast-moving trends that feel chaotic and unreliable. And so for practical builders, that lack of structure makes marketing feel frustrating. It makes it feel pointless. So how do practical builders make marketing work for them? Let's break it down. Sentinels, or practical builders, they approach marketing with a focus on structure, reliability, and effectiveness. And they naturally fall into two different categories. First, there's the systematic planners. These are the ISTJs and the ESTJs. These types are highly structured, logical, and results-driven. They prefer clear strategies, step-by-step systems, and efficient execution over guesswork or trial and error. The second category are the supportive connectors. These are the ISFJs and the ESFJs. And these types, they thrive on relationships, building trust, community building. They're naturally warm, they're reliable, and they're deeply invested in their clients' well-being. Now let's take a closer look at those systematic planners, shall we? The systematic planners are the ISTJs and the ESTJs. ISTJs are the strategic executors. Executors? Executors? ISTJs are masters of efficiency, the people who see what needs to be done and then actually do it. They thrive on systems, processes, and consistency, which makes them excellent at creating structured, repeatable marketing strategies. Their strengths, they're methodical and detail-oriented. They're great at creating and following structured marketing plans. They're trustworthy and they're reliable. Their clients feel safe working with them. But they do have their challenges. They may struggle with creativity or storytelling in marketing. They can overthink things, delaying action because they want things to be perfect. And they may prefer working behind the scenes rather than putting themselves in the spotlight. But when they're working from their strengths, ISTJ coaches, they might build well-organized blogs filled with step-by-step guides, case studies, practical insights. And they're attracting clients who appreciate their structured approach. But when they're working from the energy of their struggles, ISTJ coaches, they can get stuck over-planning their content, and they might never hit publish because it's not polished enough. And meanwhile, less experienced competitors are out there showing up consistently and getting the clients. So here's a quick self-check. Are you waiting for your marketing content to be perfect before you put it out there? If that sounds familiar, today I invite, I encourage, and I challenge you to publish something today. If you're an ESTJ, that means you're a results-driven leader. ESTJs are bold, decisive, and highly action-oriented. They value clarity, efficiency, and measurable results, which make them excellent at direct, no-nonsense marketing strategies. And what are their strengths? They have a strong leadership presence, and people naturally trust them. They're excellent at setting goals and sticking to a marketing plan. And they're unafraid to sell because they clearly communicate the value and expectations. But what are their challenges? They can come across as too direct or salesy. And they may overlook the importance of making that emotional connection when they're marketing. And they can be impatient with slow-growing strategies. An ESTJ who is marketing their business from a place of their strengths might run a results-driven social media page, sharing direct, actionable advice with clear calls to action. And they'll attract those clients who appreciate that straightforward approach, and they just want to get things done. When they're marketing from their struggles, the ESTJ will focus only on logic and efficiency, and they might push too hard in their sales messaging. And that might turn away potential clients who need to feel a personal connection with you before they decide to work with you. So here's a little self-check for you. Are you prioritizing connection as much as results? If you're not, slow down just a little bit and build some trust before going straight to the sale. This is the equivalent of asking someone to marry you on a first date. Now let's talk about the supportive connectors. These are the ISFJs and the ESFJs. The ISFJs, these are the nurturing guides. They're compassionate, thoughtful, and deeply loyal. They thrive on helping others and building strong relationships, which make them natural nurturers in marketing. Some of their strengths, they're excellent at building trust and that emotional connection. They're patient and consistent, making them great at long-term relationship marketing. And they create warm, welcoming content that makes people feel safe, that makes them feel special. And of course, they have their challenges. They can be hesitant to promote themselves. They struggle with setting boundaries, and that means that they're going to over-deliver for free. And they may rely on hope marketing or hoping for those word-of-mouth referrals rather than having a strategic marketing plan. When an ISFJ is marketing from their strengths, that means they're going to create a wonderful, nurturing email sequence, and it's going to slowly build that trust and that connection. When an ISFJ is marketing from their struggles, they're going to avoid self-promotion. They might wait for clients to find them instead of actively marketing their services. So this is going to lead to long, dry spells without any income, and they may eventually just give up. So what's a self-check question for my ISFJs? Ask yourself, are you letting fear of self-promotion hold you back? If you are, start by sharing just one simple story about how you've helped a client. ESFJs, these are the community builders. They're warm, engaging, and they're excellent at bringing people together. They thrive on social connection and group engagement, making them fantastic at community-driven marketing. And what are their strengths? You can probably guess that they're naturally charismatic. They're great at engaging on social media. They build strong communities that turn into loyal client bases, and they're excellent at making people feel seen, valued, and supported. What are their challenges? They can get overwhelmed trying to please everyone. They can also struggle with setting personal boundaries, and they give too much of themselves and their knowledge for free. And another challenge they face is that they can take rejection or criticism so personally that they stop putting themselves out there. When an ESFJ coach markets from their position of their strengths, they might thrive on social media, engaging with followers through live videos, group challenges, and interactive posts. And this creates a strong, loyal community, people anxious to work with them. When an ESFJ is working from that lower expression of themselves, they try to help everyone, but they try to help them for free. And that leads to burnout, it leads to resentment, and they're not actually making sales. And here's a self-check if you're an ESFJ. Ask yourself the question and be honest, are you giving too much away for free? Here's the thing, you need to make sure that your time and your energy are being valued too. So put a price on it and see what happens. At this point, you might be realizing that your marketing struggles really aren't about you. They're about using a strategy that doesn't actually fit your strengths. I discovered a social media marketing program that provides a structured system that teaches you to market in a way that feels natural and effective. If you're curious about how it works, I created a free mini guide that breaks down the structure you may need for the marketing and business part of your practice. There's a link in the description if you're interested in learning more. Now, do you remember at the beginning of this video, I said I was using notes because an ISTJ would not appreciate being lumped in with an ESFJ? Here's why. Picture this. An ISTJ carefully plans out the entire marketing strategy 6 months in advance. It's complete with color-coded spreadsheets, automations, and a detailed checklist. Meanwhile, an ESFJ wakes up one morning, checks their DMs while drinking their first cup of coffee, and they decide to go live on TikTok because surely someone needs a pep talk and a group hug. ISTJs, they call that behavior reckless. ESFJs, they call that connecting with their audience. And that, my friends, is why I'm keeping my notes close, because the last thing I need is an ISTJ sending me a professionally formatted email explaining how my content could be more efficient. So tell me, do you resonate more with the systematic planners or the supportive connectors? Or are you a different personality type altogether? Let me know in the comments. Now that we've covered the practical builders, the sentinels who thrive on structure and reliability, you might be wondering, but what about the people who prefer freedom, flexibility, and spontaneity? Those are the personality types I'll be talking about in the next video. The explorers. Explorers hate rigid systems, and they thrive on adaptability, creativity, and hands-on experience. If you've ever felt like traditional marketing advice doesn't fit your free-spirited nature, you won't want to miss it. That video will show up right here once it's published. But if it's not there yet, be sure to subscribe so you won't miss it. And while you wait, YouTube thinks that you're going to like this video, so be sure to check it out.